friends, greetings. For those of you who do not know me, my name is George Jones. I'm a seminary student at Lutherized University. I pray that all is well with you and your household. We ask the Holy Spirit to be with us as we share one with another. Those of you who saw my last video, you may recall, we dealt specifically with the Apocrypha. This is on a slightly different genre. Today we'll be talking about God's holy days versus our current holidays. Again, that's holy days versus man's current holidays. For this, we're going to refer to Leviticus chapter 23, when it refers to the Lord's holy days. Verse 1 and verse 2, speaking directly to Moses, asking him to make sure that the people set aside these appointed times as sacred times in God's name and holy gatherings. We have several holidays, and this might be a bit upsetting for some people. Let's face it, many of us have very fond memories of our holidays, of our Christmases, of our Thanksgivings, of our Valentine's Days, of our Easter. The days that the Lord gave that we are supposed to make reverence with, that we are supposed to treat as a sacred gathering, a holy assembly. There are too many for us to go through each one in great detail, but we'll list them, starting with Passover. From Passover, we'll go to the Feast of Unleavened Bread. After the Feast of Unleavened Bread, we'll go to First Fruits. After the Feast of First Fruits, we'll go to Pentecost. After Pentecost, to the Feast of Trumpets. From the Feast of Trumpets to the Day of Atonement. After the Day of Atonement, last but not least, the Feast of Tabernacles. I want you to understand, my friends, and bear with me. Each of these holy days has a significant prophetic act that must be completed. I want you to bear with me as I try to point out that these acts are the prophetic calendar that both Christian and Jews are to keep an eye on. This is our date planner. This is how we keep watch on the events that are to happen next. Let's go quickly, please, if we could. We can't go through all of them, I'm sorry. But let's even start with Easter, which was Passover. During the time of Passover was the time that the lamb was slaughtered. That would be Christ. And the blood of the lamb, if we refer to Exodus, the book of Exodus, was put upon the doorway and the lintels. And the angel of death passed by those households. Let's refer to the next holiday if we could. The next holiday also occurs in the springtime, would be the Feast of Unleavened Bread. And that would be the significant prophetic event of Christ being in the ground without sin for a specific period. We'll go into the specific period at a time when we had, a day when we had more time to explain. Those 50 days are significant. Well, I'll go ahead quickly. Those were the 40 days that he wandered the earth. And then he asked his disciples to wait in Jerusalem. And that happened to be another 10 days, equaling the same 50 days. 7 Sabbaths plus 1 day, which is the exact number for this particular Feast of Unleavened Bread. The very next reference reference holiday would be the reference holiday of first fruits. The first fruits, the first of the dead to raise, would be Christ. This is very simplistic, easy to understand, as Christ was raised first in the celebration of the first fruits, indicative of the holiday and its name. The next holiday would be the day of Pentecost, the day when the Holy Spirit came and dwelled amongst men, referred to Acts, the book of Acts, for further references on this particular day. Those are the holidays that took place in the spring. Those are the holidays whose prophetic acts have already taken place. The next holiday that we will be waiting for is the Feast of Trumpets. The Feast of Trumpets is actually the sound of the horn that blasts, that blows when the time and the number of the Gentiles has been reached. During that time is when the Lord himself will come back and take up those who belong to him. I believe that's in 1 Thessalonians. The following day would be the Day of Atonement, and the day of all reckoning, the day of reckoning of the sins of the Jews would happen. The Day of Atonement is the next to last holiday. It will be forgiven, and things will be put back in place. The relationship between the Messiah and his people would be restored. The following day is a day of all days, and that would be the Feast of Tabernacles. During the Feast of Tabernacles, we will indwell with Christ himself. All nations will get to follow this lead, or else they will be cut off, and rain will no longer come on their lands, and things would change for them. This is what our holidays are supposed to mean. We cannot separate ourselves from the knowledge of these days. No, sir. These are not Jewish holidays. These are not only for Israel. These, the book says, these are not just for Jerusalem. These are the Lord's holidays. A day of holy assembly to be kept sacred. And the Lord put them in place as our prophetic calendar so that we may see what is to come, what has come, and where we are in this long plan for our salvation. God bless you and keep